advertisements in the chat here, folks. So, yeah, looking at Michael, and I think he's just trying to figure out what he's going to do. Looks like maybe this was a mull to 5? Yeah. Mull to 5.
I don't think card advantage doesn't matter that much because the Bant deck just creates so many cards at once that it's not as big of a deal as if the Goblins deck had mulligan to 5. I think the Goblins deck is a deck that struggles massively when it starts to mulligan because every resource and creature matters so much. But Mapson can really recover pretty well from mulligan.
Yeah, that's for sure. Looks like starting off on Fetch for a Mountain. Unglued Mountain, too. Yeah, pretty. Aether Vial. Lists are not public just yet. Those will be made available at the end of the event. Let's see. Oh, so it's Tundra Pass.
Yeah. So no Noble Hierarch, which is really what Mapson would like to see. It just lines up very well into this Goblins deck.
Tundra Pass is also rough. Well, who can say because of Rishadan port, or also like a Wasteland there would have been pretty brutal.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see an end of turn Brainstorm here. Just cast it while you have the open mana. Looks like that's what he's deciding.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because this port is most assuredly going to do some work here in the first part of the game.
Right. So, at least until Mapson can develop something like a mana dork or just get any sort of clock going.
Right. Yeah. If Jared is able to capitalize on that at any point in the game, where he's able to like push through whatever Mapson might be doing and keep him off of mana, then this could be over really quickly.
Yeah, if he's able to port down the Tundra and upkeep and then connect with the Lackey, that would be a huge game.
Yeah.
But there's only one copy of the Muxus, so it's not that likely that we have the Lackey connect for the maximum, so we're just getting like small advantage. Maybe next time, the next turn we can put in Lackey after we get are able to search for it off of the first hit. Just
making land drops is good here.
Yeah,
for sure. And his Lighted Halfling, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean there are answers to it in McCall's deck, but this is one of the axes I was worried about from.
Well, so one of those answers could be, Violin Lackey. And then Violin, Munitions Expert?
Yeah, 2 Munitions Expert and 1 Sting Scourger, I believe.
Yeah,
but it looks to be just a Skirk Prospector.
Skirk Prospector, that's interesting. That also gives him, ostensibly, some mana to play around with. Especially if, he has, Bog War Marshal.
Yeah, we are ramping, but we're kind of a pretty mid-range ramping strategy.
Second port.
Yeah, but port is not terribly good against the halfling, so
no.
Really like to see some other answer.
Yeah, port down the Tundra, it makes the most sense. Porting down the Tundra, it makes the sense. Okay, so he's going to Brainstorm in response. Okay.
Yeah, porting Tundra is a little bit dangerous because it does let Mapson use a wider array of spells on his upkeep, because it lets him cast Swords of Plowshares or cast Brainstorm.
I think it's better than porting the Tropical, though.
It just lets him use the mana a little more likely to use the mana.
Yeah.
And, that's kind of one of the issues with trying to port down a...
Oh, whoa, interesting. Sacrificing the Skirk Prospector to port the Tropical.
It's a very aggressive line. I'm not really sure what we're working up towards here, but I'm sure he has some large play in mind on the following turn. Maybe like the broadside bombardiers coming in.
That would be very good. Yeah,
I think that's really what you'd like to see if you're rooting for McCall here.
Right. Looks like a Cavern of Souls.
Yeah.
Ooh, tapping out with a Cavern. Oh, looks like a ringleader.
Yeah.
That's good.
Also, when we're talking about consign...
Oh! That ringleader was not good. Oh my gosh. Flip 4 lands off the top with the ringleader. Oh man.
Yeah, not what you like to see, but also, when we're talking about consign
earlier. Yes, that would be good,
I have not seen...
there's a Bombardiers.
Yeah. This is potentially a lot of damage, but Mapson hasn't really deployed anything that cares if it's killed, so and take up to 8 here. Or 10, rather, with no blocks, and then if you want to throw the ringleader.
Yeah, but at this point, now Jarrett's tapped out, and he can't port. So, Mapson has given a lot of freedom to do... Okay, so he's going to use... He's shooting Michael. Okay.
Hitting for the full 10 here, just putting Mapson on the clock, hoping he doesn't have the Nadu plus second card this turn exactly. And so
he's got a Green Zenith in hand.
Yeah, that's piece 1, but we are still missing the second piece. We need either the Nadu, or we need either the Shuko or the Nomads in core to combo with it.
Yeah.
But if we hit it, it's going to be very tough for McCall.
Yeah. I think we're getting... Yep, there's the Nadu.
And we'll see if he has the second piece here, but I imagine you don't deploy that unless you do. Unless your hope is to try to double block Bombardiers, but that doesn't always work super well.
Right. Oh, Nomad. Oh, no, this is... We are cooking with gas now.
Yeah, this is at least 8 cards here, and then another 8 on Jared's upkeep. And if we flip anything like a Swords to Plowshares.
Oh, Meticulous Archive. Ah.
Kind of rather have the untapped land so we can hit the... There we are. There's the Swords, and it's going to be very hard to kill Mapson here with Swords and multiple Force of Wills.
Right.
And the ability to draw 8 more cards on Jared's upkeep.
Yeah.
Just like I said, the Mold of 5 really doesn't matter when you're drawing 8 cards at a time.
Yeah.
So.
And plow. Yep. Just plow the Bombardiers now.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
No need to mess around with any tricks with Vile in particular.
Right.
Just get out the card that can deal the most amount of damage. If you don't lose on this turn,
then he's probably got to discard something, I assume. Let me see here. How many hands are in?
No, looks like exactly 7.
Nice. Very good job.
Yeah, and then at any point Jared starts doing anything, we just
draw
flip 8 more cards into play. And,
right.
And if we hit a fetch land for Dryad Arbor, we can get another 2. And,
yeah.
And probably see one more turn here before it's packed in.
Okay. Matron. What do we get off of Matron? What does Matron get that answers this at all? I don't think there's anything.
Yeah, I mean, I really do not know. You can get another Bombardiers, which doesn't do it. You can get a Sting Scourger. You can get a Muxus without the mana to cast it this turn.
Yeah, they
so we
got
played our
Muxus.
5th land.
Yep.
I don't hope you can survive to next turn to play it.
I don't think you get that turn.
I would be shocked if that it was something that was given. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's even with the ports aren't doing much here at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
he just flips 8 cards here.
Yeah, and potentially up to 10, yes.
Yeah. See a Bristly Bill.
Yeah, and then Bristly Bill with Sylvan's Safekeeper lets you just sacrifice all of your lands, and then put them all back in, so all of your creatures get very, very large, and Mapson can win this game any number of ways.
Yeah, flip 2 lands into play there, and those ports are not doing anything here.
Yeah, I'm sure we have some number of spells we can cast at instant speed as well, and we can always draw at instant speed. So.
Mapson's sorting his hand by card name.
Yeah. I mean,
there's my 2 Ponders, there's my 2 Teferis, that's what you know about. Yep. That's great.
Yeah, it's just... Also, at any point, if somehow we run out of things to do, we can cast a new Nadu, and then the creatures regain the ability, and then you can activate Nomads again on all of your creatures. And so you can draw 8 more without playing any creatures, but yeah.
Yeah, that's and he did draw another Nadu, so that's,
I mean, effectively we'll have the entire deck in our hands momentarily, and it's very hard to lose when you have access to your entire deck.
I think even then, post board, I don't know that there's much that consigned to memory.
Yeah,
seems kind of good.
Yeah,
so everything else in here kind of seems okay. Like maybe Prismatic Ending.
Yeah. So I think there is a loop here of Endurance, and then you Spring Heart onto the Nantuko.
Yeah.
And then you can sacrifice your lands to Safekeeper on the new 1/1s, and so you just get all of your land. You get your entire deck in your hand, and then you start looping lands with your Endurance, because your entire deck becomes lands. So you have access to as much mana as you want, and then with Bristly Bill, then all of your creatures in play can keep getting counters on them, and so you can get as much mana as you can ask for.
This is something.
Yeah.
So we get a Spring Heart Ichigo Insect.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is just he's just gonna.
And even if you deploy it early, you can still use the Fairy to bounce it back later, so that you can do the whole Endurance loop trick. But again, we can just draw the whole deck. So
and he has fetch lands up, so he could just fetch. Oh, doesn't even need to.
Yeah.
Get another 1/1.
Yeah.
Oh, Meticulous Archive. I think he's just kind of waiting to see the Endurance.
Yeah, just some way that he's dead.
Michael, put that up with your Creatures fam.
he in theory, Jared could Muxus into like the remaining 3 copies of Bombardiers and try to kill that way. I think that's what Jared is thinking, but I don't think he gets a turn.
I don't think he gets a turn. No, this is
especially because we can deploy a new Nadu here, and we have
there's so much mana
2,
in
3,
play.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 creatures, another 18 cards, and
there's.
So... I think Mapson is explaining how he's going to win this game.
Right. That about does it. So let's see here. I don't think that the Goblins deck is really well set up to beat this out of the sideboard.
Well,
let's see.
There's one important card in the sideboard, and that is, I believe, Earwig Squad.
Earwig Squad, yeah, that would be good, because you get to exile their Nadus, but you only get to exile 3 of them.
Yeah, which is somewhat unfortunate. There's 1 copy of Pyroblast, 1 copy of Disruptor Flute.
There's 1 copy of Red Elemental Blast. Disruptor Flute would be good. Blood Moon might be okay.
Potentially, however, Mapson is playing with a lot of
Mana Dorks.
green Mana Dorks, which
Yeah.
Blood Moon is traditionally not great against, but it is
And
another angle of attack because
this deck doesn't have a way to get it down on turn 1
right, you can play it on turn 2
with a Skirk Prospector.
with the one of Skirk Prospector. Yes.
So that doesn't seem there doesn't seem to be a lot there. As far as Mapson's deck, we were kind of discussing already. I feel like Prismatic Ending maybe Consign.
Prismatic Ending. Consign to Memory is very good, more as a stifle than as the counter color spell, but could in theory counter things like Ether Vial, especially if it goes to a game 3 and Mapson's on the play.
Right, you could counter the Aether Vial itself, or you could counter a Aether Vial trigger that would put it to a number.
Well, that's an
act.
Yeah. You can
If you like, hey,
counter
I don't
going
want
up,
it. I don't want it to go to 3 this turn.
Yeah, but
That's something you could do.
Often a little bit better to counter the triggered ability of the thing.
There's a lot of flexibility there.
Yeah.
But also ending also lets you just kind of like, okay, well, no more Aether Vial for you.
Right. I would imagine that Mapson has not really mapped his sideboard to deal with
Goblins.
Goblins in particular.
There's a Collector Oof in the sideboard.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be something he's looking towards.
No.
Just kind of either reactively get it off the board. This isn't really a matchup where you need to do that. I think he's just going to not want to dilute his deck too much. His plan A is very, very good and very hard for this deck to beat. Probably just shaving on some of the combo cards because we don't need a full combo in this matchup. We just need to get a hand of 4 Swords of Plowshares and then...
Right.
I don't think it's possible. So I think a lot of like the weird combo-y cards that only matter if you actually need to loop your deck can come out. And maybe a little bit more reaction, but overall I think both decks are going to have a pretty similar game plan post-board. And I think that really favors Mapson here.
Yeah, it does, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, here, I got this one. Now you gotta unhide it. Oh, nope, wrong one. Left player. There we go.
So we'll see how much things change, but my guess is neither deck really wants to dilute their deck too much.
Right.
It's just a very hard matchup for Jared here. Really not designed to go against the deck trying to draw 8 cards in a turn, as we saw there.
Right. I saw Swords of Plowshares at least. And I saw at least I said there's a Dryad Arbor in his opening hand too.
Not really where you want that card to be.
I said there's a Misty and a Dryad Arbor. I see a Swords. He kept though.
Yeah.
Okay. Lackey. I feel like this Lackey's getting plowed.
I would imagine that's the case. You could try to deploy your Dryad Arbor and block, but I did notice a copy of Wasteland in Jared's hand, so it would blow you out quite a bit if you went for that line. And just no reason to risk it. Just
right.
Make sure you don't lose on the spot on turn 1, and then stabilize so that you can get to turn the later turns and cast your game-winning Nadu.
I didn't see any Mana Dorks in his hand, so that could be problematic. The Wasteland could set him back a little bit, but he had multiple lands in hand, so...
Yeah. But also, Jared's deck really likes to have either the Lackey going or a Vial going, and without either of those, the deck doesn't have that many early plays. So, even though you're setting Mapson back a turn, do it follow a Vial.
Yeah, I mean that was a pretty good play. Waste your land and then cast the Vial. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, Meticulous Archive.
Yeah, but this Goblin deck really takes a while to get going. Like we saw the Vial get to 3 before it started being super impactful.
I just saw him rip another Lackey.
Well, another Lackey would be pretty good on this board.
Yeah.
Especially if we can get it in.
Oh, yes. Looks like Mogwar Marshal. That's pretty good.
Blast from the Past here. Yeah.
The cool Dominaria remastered version with the retro frame.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat. I got a foil one of those in my cube. It's really pretty.
Yeah, a lot of those cards look good with the older borders. Some of them I'm not as fond of though. They just the newer old borders on some of the newer artworks just weren't really designed to go together, and so that they just kind of don't mesh super well with the rest of the deck. So looks like Mapson will have to beat a Filed In. Oh, that's
okay. Yeah.
There's the Mana Dork to block the Lackey, unless there's some sort of removal spell here. Which...
Yeah, there could be. Yep. So let the Mogwar Marshal go and get another Goblin token. I mean, a Viled In Munitions Expert would be pretty good here.
Munitions Expert would be quite good. The other good draw would be Bombardier.
Yeah.
If we have the third land, that would really help us open the way for...
Alright, attacking with both. Interesting.
If allowed, I can't imagine that Mapson will choose to not block with half. But I imagine this is representing Viled In, the Lord that pumps up the...
Oh.
So we'll see if we have the plow for the...
Runvelt Hordemaster.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll see if we have the Swords of Plowshares for that.
Ah, yes. Well played.
Yeah.
Yeah, Runville Hordemaster. Yeah, definitely a card there.
Yeah. When your opponent's attacking a 1/1 into a 1/2, and it's a very high value 1/1, you have to know something's up there from Mapson's seat.
That's called limited math.
Yeah. But so even without the swords, there's still a temptation to block there from Mapson, because you really have to figure out how much you value the Mana Dork versus your opponent getting one hit off of
a Goblin Lackey.
Right, which could be game losing. But with the swords, obviously not very much to worry about. You can just let everything happen, swords before the damage, and then you also get to pick off the Lackey, which is huge here.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
Unless Jared does anything else, Mapson is untapping into his 4 mana turn here, which, as we saw last game, is the point where you're able to go Nadu plus Nomads and just start ripping through your deck.
Yeah. Another Vial.
Yeah, not...
That's not what I would want to do.
Yeah. No third land, second Vial is not really doing much. Vial will go to 3 next turn, but it's... We don't really have any board presence right now, and our Vial's already tapped. So even if Mapson doesn't deploy that much here, there's not that much that he's worried about next turn.
Right.
Again, with Bombardier, there are some things that you do need to worry about, but it's kind of feels like
looks
McCall
like he didn't draw another land. Uro.
Yeah.
And not another land off of there.
No, wait,
there is. There's a Surveil land off of it. Yeah. Okay, good.
Uro, notably a card that Jared does not have that many answers to. He has 1 Pyroblast, 1 Red Elemental Blast, and 1 Sting Scourger as potential answers to it. So, like, it could just be good enough to go the entire distance here.
Dryad Arbor.
Yeah. We'll see what Jared can deploy on this turn. He really needs to have a very explosive turn here in order to...
For sure, yeah.
Stabilize against the incoming Uro and just put himself ahead on board here, such that Mapson is forced to take time off and just a pass back.
Ooh, yeah, Uro seems really good here, honestly. Like just that fair threat that you don't have to even deploy the combo to be able to do this. Like to win this game, you're just playing the fair threat, and then you're representing the combo for the rest of the game, and your opponent has to play around that while you have an Uro and you're just beating down with an Uro.
Yeah, and it looks like we have the Caracas to protect it too.
Ooh, oh, hey. Okay.
Or how about a Caracas to protect our Nadu, and then also get triggers when both players try to target it.
That seems good. Oh, got something. Matron? Okay. What does Matron get here? Sting Scourger doesn't have flash, does it? Does it get
No,
it?
it doesn't have flash.
So what could he get?
Great question.
Yeah, because he's got a Vial on 1 and 2 red mana.
Yeah. Again, we can go for Bombardiers, but it's not great into Caracas. We can go to...
I can't see that because of the glare.
Yeah. We can...
We'll have to... Yeah, the glare on that is making it hard to tell what he picked. Put the card somewhere else.
Yeah.
We can see him in other places.
Oh, Incinerator.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But
Gem Palm Incinerator.
we only have 3 in play, so it only would deal 3, and then we also have the Caracas.
And he gets to draw a card. Draw
a card off of you protecting, and then draw a card off the Caracas activation. It's not great exchanges.
Ah. Oh, he's hitting that in... Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. There's got to be some timing there, though.
Yeah, I imagine it's in response to the Green Suns, but I'm not entirely sure.
Well, I think we're trying to figure that out here.
Yeah.
gotta read the card.
Yeah. So, imagine... Oh, no, it's after his result.
Okay. That's better for Mapson, because he just replaced that mana with a mana.
Right.
And he draws his card off of the cycling. Yep.
Right. Yeah, Gem Palm, notably a card that is not very good at dealing with Nadu. Also doesn't deal with the incoming Uro. It's,
Yeah, there's a lot there.
A lot to worry about,
yeah.
That's kind of what I'm worried about. Like, this Goblins deck really likes to play a fair plan where these 1/1s are...
Right.
And you're able to threaten Bombardiers at any point, and Nadu just says, I will draw 5 cards, do your worst, right? And
attacking with... Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine this is signaling the red-black one that deals damage, but again, you can cut munitions expert, but I think you can just go to block and then try to Caracas it. If you have the third answer,
it's a wasteland.
Little bit bad for you, but
I did see a wasteland.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wasteland the Caracas.
Yeah. So let's see go.
Pyrokinesis.
Yeah.
Just straight 4 damage to Nadu.
How about another
Nadu? Just flip another. Yep, that Nadu is dead. Or does he have a force? No, I don't think he's a worry about it.
Yeah, he has a forcible in hand, but I don't think he cares.
No, you just cast the second Nadu.
You can cast a second Nadu, you can cast Uro that you now have enough cards in your graveyard for.
Oh, yeah.
Uro
seems really good here.
Yeah, and Jared with an empty hand, facing down Uro with forcible backup that we know about.
Yeah.
And can pitch that Nadu. I don't think we even need to go for the Nadu this game.
He just Uro and just win that way.
Yeah.
While threatening Nadu the whole time.
Right.
Like, that's the...
You can kind of block it forever, but it doesn't really block them gaining a ton of life and drawing way more cards than this Goblins deck is able to output.
So goes back up to 21, and then gets a land out of that. Seems pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem is, like, if you rip one of your answers, like, which is like Pyroblast or whatever, you have to level it at the Uro, and then they get Nadu the next turn.
I mean,
so it's not a very good proposition.
We can Matron for Sting Scourger or whatever, but that's not really an answer. Yeah.
Just pass. Go to combat.
Yep.
Attack for 6. Didn't get a land, but blocking. Yep. Chump blocking for Goblin tokens for sure.
Yeah. I mean, do what you can, try to create an engine, but you know that there's a Nadu coming, and
I saw another one in his hand. He has 2.
Yeah, just Nadu flooded. Not a bad thing to be flooded with in this matchup.
Hierarch,
Yeah, but no nomads, which is...
I don't think it matters, though. I think this is still very good for position for Michael.
I think Mapson could likely not play another spell in this game other than just escaping Uro and still win.
Probably,
if I had to guess.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just passing turn, hoping to have that value off of... Oh, I saw a nomads. Okay, yeah, this is just Stone Cold over.
Oh.
Trying to see if there's a response there.
Yeah, the problem with nomads is that you can respond to any response by just flipping the rest of the cards.
I think he's talking about maybe responding to the nomads on the stack.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Yeah, that's a reasonable thing to think about. But he also does have like another Nadu.
Yeah, it was another Nadu. He has a Force of Will. Can recast Nadu if you bounce it. It's no.
Oh no! There's the handshake.
That's another good thing to think about.
Yeah.
Yes. How much longer you like to play this game?
Yeah, for sure. So, all right.